transmission, where we just being something passed on, liquid immortality, being passed on, is also called transmission of our spiritual heritage. It's also looked at as, transfer of authority and so forth. So he's transferring something to him, to Elijah, to Elisha. It's also called a supernatural importation because he's investing something. So all of these are names for what took place. You got the liquid immortality, which is the passing on. You got the transmission of spiritual heritage, his life, work, and experience and walk with God. You have the transfer of authority. That's a part of it. You got spiritual importation because he's imparting something into him like God invests his spirit into us. Here's another one. It's all also called the rights of succession, meaning entitlements. That's where I want to park because I know that's how did that come out? Yeah, rights of succession, because even if you have no will, your children going to get your stuff. That's a right of succession. Now, you make one, but still, they're going to get all the next of kin, living people. They are entitled to that. That's the right of succession. What you have, little or much, is going to be passed on. Rights of succession. Say rights of succession. Say it again, I want you to get there. I always take the most complicated one and work, and then I work back to the easier ones next week, but I'm going to do this. Right, say it again, rights of succession. Now tell to yourself and say, I'm entitled to what I'm getting ready to receive. So I don't care whether you will it to me or not. I'm going to get it because I'm entitled. It's a right of succession. That what you have is going to be passed on. Do you know it's no different with God?
That's right.
Now, we have a will in the Bible, the Word, but it ain't no different, because you as a child has a right of succession, a right to receive all that he has.
Yes.
Because he's willed that for you. Rights of succession. Let's open this part up a little bit here. So Elisha said, please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. Now we use that word, well, I want to talk a little bit about double portion of your spirit out there with maybe Sunday, but this double portion part, because he asking for a double portion. What is it about the double portion? We understand that, but it's a little bit more. It's got more to do with the right of succession that I'm going to show you here in a minute. Okay. The double portion, when you do the research and click on it and ask what this explained is, it actually translates to the birthright blessing of the firstborn son. That's where the right of succession comes. He's really asking him for the birthright blessing that goes to the firstborn son. That double portion translate. I'm sure that in a minute. The birthright blessing that goes to the firstborn son. You look up double portion, that's what it translates. See, it's amazing how when you start doing stuff, you're like, wait a minute, this ain't got nothing to do with what I always thought.
Come on now.
That's my job.
Yes.
Teach you what it says.
Thank you.
Let the hand and say thank you.
Thank you.
So you get the benefit of my spiritual heritage.
Amen.
Years of study. Nights, days, laboring in the Word.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. It's amazing. It takes me all week to give you a 45-minute message. Laboring in the spiritual heritage. And you can put this in the bank. You can bank your life on it.
Bless him now.
Thank you. Thank you. So look what he said. That double portion is the birthright blessing of a firstborn. Look at what he's asking for. Give me the blessing, the birthright blessing of the firstborn, that a firstborn is entitled to, a right of succession. All right, here's Deuteronomy. When you click on double portion, if you do your research, that's often on here, it takes you directly to this scripture, which seemed like ordinarily, it has nothing to do with this double portion. And yet it takes you there because it has everything to do with it. Let's look at what it says. So I'm picking up this, so I won't read all of it. So we're going to pick up just in verse 17. And this is talking about a man and his wives and children. And he shall acknowledge the son of the unloved wife, that's the second wife, not the principal wife, as the firstborn. So what actually saying is, if even the secondary, or however you want to do it, wife, has a son first, even though the primary wife is your primary and has primary rights, you shall not deny the secondary firstborn, thank you, Jesus, the right of succession. Because my law said the firstborn is entitled to a right of succession. Whether you love or not is not the issue. The firstborn. Has a right of succession. And even in Exodus, God says, the firstborn are mine. When I brought you out of Egypt, I slew all the firstborn of Egypt, beast, man and beast. But I declared to Israel that they are my firstborn. They only, not Egypt, has a right of succession. Thank you, Jesus. And so what God is saying, I promised to bless them. But look what he says when they were coming out. I'm going to bless you. But when you go out, get all of the wealth of the Egyptians that you carry. What is he saying here? You're going out with a double portion. He called Israel his firstborn, and the firstborn got to lead, got to have a double portion. Stay with me now. So you shall acknowledge the son of the unloved wife as the firstborn by giving him what?
A double.
That is. Double portion got to do with the rights of succession for the firstborn. Elisha. What about a girl? Don't complicate me today, Lord. I'm trying to stay in the name. I had to deal with that about 2 or 3 Sundays in a way. Don't complicate me. That's a good one. But that's that spiritual heritage. I ain't going to fool with it today. Give me a few more years. I'm working with you now. Yeah, it's included. But so he's bringing them out. He called Israel his firstborn. They're going to come out with a double portion. Here, look what it says. By giving him a double portion of all that he has, for he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his entitlement to receive double with all the rest of the children. Now, let me go back and connect this, and I'm going to move on quickly. Elisha wasn't the only prophet. There were many prophets. When he was talking to Elisha, the sons of the prophet were saying, don't you know your master, God will take away your master from your head today? So there were a lot of prophets. All of them were claiming a right of succession.
Come on.
But Elisha, who walked with Elijah, said, I know they all want a part of your spirit. And they're entitled to receive that. But since I have walked with you, I want the rights of a firstborn.
Come on,
Jesus. That means I'm going to have double what any other prophet did. Well, I'm going somewhere. If you stay with me just for a minute.
Come on now.
So God can bless everybody. Even the unsaved, he reigns on all of them. But the firstborn, which are the church of God, has a right to a double portion of everything that God has, in spite of how he blesses the world. You entitled to the right of a double portion.
Thank you, Lord.
Okay. In Genesis 25, Jacob said, sell me your birthright as of this day. You know the story. Esau was actually the twin, but he's still the elder. He came out first, even though he grabbed his heel to pull himself out. His head came out first. He's still considered the elder. Jacob understood that Esau is going to get something that I'm not going to get, because he was the first to break the wound. Regardless of how manipulative I did and caught his heel, he'll catch it all that day. He's right. So he asked him, sell me your birthright. Birthright of the elder means double portion. That's why he's called the trickster. Because he was going to get his title, his portion anyway. And he's going to get the double portion of his brother. Yes. Meaning that he was confiscating all of the wealth of Isaac.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's 3 parts. 2 will go to Esau, 1 with Jacob. That's 3/3, a whole. He's actually got a plan to confiscate all of the wealth of Isaac.
Yes.
Sell me your birthright. You get a double portion. Good God. Now in verse 20, in chapter 27, look what it says. We just view this. And Esau said, this is after all this has happened. Because Jacob had also not only did that, but Jacob, remember, would help his mom put on false camel hair and put animal skin all over himself and went in to make it seem like he was hairy like his brother. And Isaac couldn't see well at that time. And he said, come near. He said, are you sure you're Esau? He said, I'm Esau. He said, come near to me. So he smelled the animal. He smelled of that because he couldn't see. That's how he stole it. Because along with the birthright of the elder, not only does he get a double portion, he gets a certain blessing that the rest of them doesn't get. Thank you, good God. So he not only swindles the birthright, well, he got that one. He swindles the blessing that is connected. Thank you, Jesus. There's a certain blessing that the elder get, and the rest of them won't get that. My God. So here we pick up the story when Esau comes in the door, and he found out. He says, hey, Isaac, Dad, here I am. You say the day we were going to pass out the blessings. And he said, wait a minute. You Isaac? He said, yeah. He said, your brother done got your blessing. Yeah, she did. I didn't want to beat up on the women today, so I'm trying to keep it. Look, that'd be a good one for next Sunday. Blame your mama. But I ain't gonna go there. So with her help, she helped him to do. Look what he said. Esau said, is he not rightly named Jacob? It's Esau. For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And now look, he has taken away my blessing. And he said, have you not, and then now he's talking to Isaac, have you not reserved a blessing for me? Have you only one blessing, my father? Then he says, bless me also, oh my father,